I love celebrating big milestones. I know most traders, they're just like, let me do my job, head down, focus on the process, focus on, the boring daily habits. But every now and then, a trader hits a giant milestone and I just have to celebrate it. I still remember my first $100,000 day. 20 plus years ago, I took my whole dorm out to dinner. I was a college freshman and I've had several $100,000 profits since. I'm blessed to be able to do so, but I still remember that. Just that whole feeling, that wonder and that awe of being literally like this skinny college kid. I used to be really skinny back when I was younger, and I took everyone out to dinner. No one could believe what had happened. And I made over $100,000 the next day. It actually would have been over $200,000. This is chapter 6 in my book, An American Hedge Fund. But I still remember going out to dinner and taking everybody out and everyone like hugging me, high-fiving. That was 20 plus years ago. So I love milestones. In this video, one of the hardest working students that I know, student turned master trader, David Hanlin, just hit a major milestone. I'm not even going to say what it is. You have to watch the video, but you should learn from him. You should congratulate him in the comments. And I really want to celebrate this because he's worked so hard to get to this point. It's not just about the money that he's made or the giant milestone that he just had. It's the process leading up to it. And I hope that it inspires you, because if you're going to study this hard, if you're going to be this obsessive like my top students and I have been over the years, you're going to need these just moments of pure bliss. It's going to make everything worth it. And whether it's David Hanlin this time or, I have other students who made over $1 million in a day lately, it's awesome. Oh, shoot, I just gave it away what the milestone is. Anyways, congratulate David on this big milestone, $1 million in a day. Watch and learn. Congratulate him and learn to see his whole mindset and the process and how humble he is. Check it out. What's up, David?
Hey, Tim.
How's it going?
Amazing, bro.
Dude, look at this mustache. What's going on? This is new.
Yeah, I was trying it out for a little bit. This is actually shorter than it was before. But
Oh, can you get like the little curly Q at the end? That would be cool.
probably take me like a month, but yeah.
I think you can do it. Anyways, congratulations on the big trade. Guess how we're going to celebrate? Woo!
That was it? That was it complete?
$1 million in a day! How does it feel?
It's surreal, man. It's honestly surreal, yeah. My brain can't really comprehend that level of success on a trade, and just starting from where I started from to get to this point, it's crazy.
What did you start at? Inspire everybody watching.
I started with like $8,500 the second time I started trading. So
What happened the first time?
An account of 8,500. The first time I had like $2,000, but I didn't make it with $2,000 yet.
8,500 into what's your now total?
I think like 8.7 something. Yeah.
8.7 what?
Sorry. 8.7 something million. Yeah.
8.7 million! Let's go! Yeah!
Yeah.
That's pretty sick though. I mean, what is that math? I can't do that. 8,500 into like 8.5 million. What is that? That's like 10,000 times? 1,000 times? I'm so bad at math. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprisingly bad at
Do we have anybody in here? Can we do this? 8.5 million divided by 8,500? Let's see. 85,000 would be 10 times. 800, it's 100 times. It's like 120 times. Is that right? Just so everyone knows, just so that you understand that we're not good at math. What is it? 8.7 million, you said? Roughly?
Yeah.
It's 1,000 times. Okay, I'm literally off by a whole freaking decimal. I mean, look, that's awesome. But aside from the money, teach us the process real quick. Like, we don't have a whole lot of time, but how do you go from just a few $1,000s to millions of dollars? Like, what's your average trading profit? What's your average day like?
Well, I've been really focusing on scaling up recently. For a very long time, my average daily profit was just a few $1,000s a day, which, again, for a lot of people on this call might be like just a few thousand. That's amazing, and it is. But once you have more years of experience, you can know the setups that you can really push size on. But I think for beginners, the biggest thing is, that helped me is just taking those basics over and over the predictable patterns, and your account will just grow when you take those predictable gains.
It's kind of cool because when you take the high odds setups, a few $100s, a few $1,000s, your account grows, your knowledge grows, your experience grows, and then eventually you size up and then you can do, $1 million in a day. Everybody wants $1 million in a day in the beginning, but they don't have the account size, they don't have the know-how. Like this trade that you just got over $1 million, would you have been able to do it 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Of course not. Yeah, yeah. I mean, just even the way that I executed the trade, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I mean, when I first started trading, all I knew how to do was OTCs, and eventually I learned how to do listed, and then for this trade, I learned how to do options. So there's just so many levels to trading and so many ways that you can keep getting better.
What if you had tried to do this trade like 4 years ago? What would have happened?
Well, I wouldn't have even had the buying power to do it.
But that's the truth, right? So you're risking money to make more money now. What was your risk level? What happened? Like I know some people turn off their profit and loss. They want to focus on the chart. Did you know that you even made $1 million? Were you focused on the chart, or when you saw $1 million on your screen, you're like, take it?
I was watching, the P&L on this one. I know certain people, say it's better to not do it, but it's a milestone that I've been, trying to achieve for a while, and the chart just happened to perfectly align for my sells right at that area. And so, I made sure that I hit that number.
Well, so this was on the Bitcoin breakout for everybody, understanding. Beautiful breakout, beautiful candle. I mean, just actually amazing. You also profited off the last Bitcoin breakout over 70,000. Can you compare what was the trade like when you bought that last breakout and compare it to this breakout?
Well, I just took a lot of the lessons from the mistakes that I made on the previous breakout. So that time I didn't have a good average. I was just chasing at highs and then selling every little dip, kind of emotionally trying to get bigger size. And so, I still ended up doing well on that because I had a starter that I made like maybe 400,000 on, but I ended up chopping myself up and giving back like maybe 100K of that, just trying to add to a winner. So this time I really changed how I pyramided and made sure that I was keeping a good average and buying on dips once it was reclaiming, and that allowed me to, with just an initial 10K risk on my first options position, I was able to pyramid the next day and make $1 million off of $10,000 initial risk, which is ridiculous, but
that's amazing. But I think what you just said is so important because a lot of people think that trading is like, okay, when there's a great setup, I just want to be ready. But your experience, my experience, everyone that I know who's been successful, their experience is when you have a play, if it's, let's say it's a perfect breakout, you might do well, you might not do well, but you get that experience. Then when a similar play comes around, you try to do better, and then again and again. And, I mean, Bitcoin has been breaking out for years. There's going to be plays galore that are breaking out. Like, how many giant breakouts like this do you think it'll take for people to really get that mastery? Like, how many of these similar kinds of breakouts have you played over the years? The perfect breakouts.
Perfect breakouts? I mean, maybe a couple dozen. Yeah, I mean, the amazing ones don't come around that often, but that's part of the beauty of showing up every day and putting the work in. Like you can learn what variables matter and what variables make a breakout exceptionally good, and then know when to really hold for a bigger move and swing for the fences, put more risk on. So
how did you know that this breakout was better than like other breakouts where you could take more size?
Yeah, I mean, if you've studied like how stocks move enough, there's a certain level of consolidation that kind of needs to happen. And I've recently started using moving averages for swing trades as well. And so like when all the moving averages are aligned and moving upwards, like the 10-day, the 20-day, the 50-day, it just tends to work better. And so that was something that we had perfectly going on here on Bitcoin. And then you've had a forward-looking catalyst with Crypto Week coming up this week, which was the week last week. That was a forward-looking catalyst. So, that was another factor that was pushing it forward. So just like, the technicals aligning, kind of the fundamentals aligning, even the money supply going higher, and, more inflation because of the big bill being passed, just all these factors combining to, I guess, push this up in a macro view.
Well, look, I mean, sometimes all the indicators align and then you're just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, like when a solar eclipse happens, it's going to happen only at a certain time of year and everything has to align. I think with trading, it's very similar, but you were ready. And I love what you said before. You're putting in the time every day, maybe when patterns aren't perfect, when everything doesn't align, and you have to know when it's good to size in and when it's not good to size in. Like, have there been false breakouts that you've seen recently where you wanted to size in but something didn't work?
Stuff has honestly been working pretty well for the most part, just in this current market because everything's really hot. But
it was a trick question. I know everything's working. It's great. It's fantastic. That's the market right now. And I just wanted you to say that because some people say like, oh, Tim, you like sugarcoat everything. You make everything seem like it's amazing. But literally right now, it is amazing. I mean, compare trading this year and last year versus the past few years. I mean, what's the difference between 2024, 2025 together versus like 2022 and 2023? How would you explain that to people?
I think there's just been a lot of really liquid opportunities, kind of regardless of what your playbook is. Whether you're breaking news, whether you're breakouts, whether you're dip buys, whether you're shorts, whatever you are. Like there's stuff for everybody, and there's a lot of liquidity because we have so many market participants, and the dollars go to hell. So there's no matter what you do, there's a ton of opportunity, and it hasn't always been like that. Some years there haven't been breakouts that have worked. Like 2022, I don't think there were a lot of breakouts that were working. But that's a pattern that's crushing it right now.
No, I agree. Look, I'm filming here in the studio in Vegas. It's like a buffet, right? Like you like breakouts, you like crypto breakouts, you like AI breakouts, you like robot plays, you like all sorts of, like now Ethereum plays are spiking the most because Ethereum is outperforming. So it's literally a free-for-all. I don't know if you remember Star Wars where at the end they're like, fire at will, fire at will. And that's the kind of market that I feel like there's like starships everywhere and I'm just like trying to fire. Sometimes it's overwhelming. How do you focus on like the best plays only?
Again, I think it comes down to knowing the nuances of what makes a play better. If I have an A+ setup, it has to have all these criteria. And, if it's missing a few of those criteria and another stock has all those criteria, then I would focus on the one that has every nuance that makes it an A+ setup. Because right now it is kind of overwhelming with how many setups there are. And it can be hard to choose sometimes. I mean, today I think I traded like 20 different stocks. So
you don't even have time to shave. Same thing with me. I mean, it's crazy. How did you do today?
Today I lost like 37 grand because I didn't follow my thesis very well. But yeah, I was very long biased on Circle and RGTI, and I bought them both and ended up losing money somehow. But
and yesterday, how much did you make or lose?
Yesterday, I was pushing sides as well and got chopped. Yesterday, I was down 52K, so down like 70K in 2 days.
So I want people to understand this. It's amazing to say, look, you made $1 million in one day, but not every day is amazing. You're okay with losing, what, $70,000 over 2 days?
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the price that I pay now, because if I have, it's turning into like an average loss is like 40K for me, So if I have a great trade that works out, it's, 400K. So I'm willing to lose 40K on something.
I mean, look, that's successful trading, risk reward. A lot of people think that you have to be perfect. You have 100% win rate. Like, I don't know if you know this, Jack Kellogg has like a 55% win rate. Stratty, who's closing in on.
Terrible win rate. My win rate's like 42%.
There you go. Stratty's at like
so many red days.
Stratty's at like 38%, but he's closing in on $1 million. What is your average gain compared to your average loss?
Percentage-wise or dollar-wise, I couldn't tell you. I'd have to pull up my stats.
But it's bigger, okay? Your gains are bigger than your losses, right? So whether it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, losses are part of the game. That's what I need people to understand. So many newbies, they get so discouraged, like, I was wrong, I lost. Like, I've had small losses. I lost like a few hundred today. I lost a few hundred yesterday, but I made several thousand last week. So everybody has like a different, size that they're trading with, but the same kinds of things apply to the majority of successful traders. Bigger gains compared to your losses. How do you take it, the past 2 days being down 70 grand? Most people watching, like, they'd be very depressed.
It's more just frustrating because, I had the right idea on my trades. Like if I'm long biased on 2 stocks that end up going up 30% each and I had massive size to end red is a little frustrating. But for me, it's more about the execution aspect rather than the fact that I'm down money, because the amount of money that I lost today is not going to change my life in any way, shape, or form. It's more just, the perfectionist in me wants to execute perfectly on the ideas that I have.
We always want to execute the best, but perfection is impossible in the stock market, in trading. You just have to try to have your winners be bigger than your losers. Have you ever gotten stubborn on your losers and you held a loser longer than you should have?
Yes, I have.
Tell us about that.
Well, there were a few times. I mean, the one.
What's the biggest? Give me the biggest. We're going over your biggest trade. I want the biggest loss too.
Okay. Well, the biggest loss was realized 405K or something like that, negative 405K. And that was back in 2022. I got very stubborn on pump and dump on the short side, and I shorted all in, and it went straight up like 200% from where I shorted, and yeah, I got bought in, and never happened again because I learned my lesson. But
what was your second biggest loss?
Second biggest loss was another pump and dump. It was like 2 back-to-back days of 150K losses. That was on HKD.
So you're learning from your losses. You don't have those anymore.
Yeah. And then I had some bad OTC bag hold losses of, I think, around 6 figures. That's where I ended up doing the burpees from. So
I was trying to get to that story where you lost $89,000. And just to be clear, people think I'm making it up. Can you confirm how many burpees did you do? Because I assign people burpees when they're undisciplined. How many burpees did you do? How long did it take?
I did 89,300 burpees, which was 1 burpee for every dollar I lost on like the final bag hold cuts. And that took me a little over a year. I started in December of 22, I believe. Yeah, December of 22, and I finished in December of 23. And yeah, it was insane. It was like 250 burpees a day. It took up like over 1% of my entire year was just spent doing burpees.
You have a spreadsheet for that?
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet. I have video recordings.
What did your wife think about it?
She hated it. Yeah, she hated it.
What did you think about it?
I also hated it, but I'm kind of a masochist in that regard. Like, I like doing things that are very difficult that I know nobody else would do. I kind of get off on that, and it just goes to show, like, how many students would actually do 89,000 burpees if you assign it to them. So, I think there's a reason I am where I am today.
I don't think any student has even done like 100 when I assign them burpees, because I said this like jokingly. I didn't actually expect you to do it, but I love that you did it. It's that obsession. It's that dedication. That's what helped you become successful. I think that's what's going to help you become more successful. So anyways, thank you for sharing everything. Amazing job. Congratulations. Thank you for your time. Go enjoy with your wife. Go get a shave in there. Do whatever you have to do. Maybe go analyze your trades some more, because that's probably what you're going to do. Is that what you're going to do right now? You're going to go analyze what the mistakes you made today?
Yes, sir, right here.
I was trying to make it fun, but you're a workaholic and I love it. I'll see you soon, buddy. Thank you. Congrats.
Thanks, Tim. Have a good one.